Hey guys, Plonkerboy900 here and welcome back to a brand new challenge video. Happy Halloween! Today is something a little bit different. Normally I don't do solo runs, but this time I just had to give this a go. There's this ROM hack going around recently called AlteRed. It's basically a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red, where every single Pokemon has a new regional form. Technically they're different Pokemon as they got different names, but just think of them as like Alolan forms or Galarian forms. There is another ROM hack similar to this called Pokemon Fool's Gold, which I will be making a video on in the future, but let's focus on the challenge we'll be taking on today. When I said every single Pokemon has a new form, I mean every Pokemon. That includes my channel mascot, Delibird. So what kind of Pokemon will Delibird turn into? Oh god, that's actually terrifying. Let's see what this Pokemon has going for it. Well, it's called Krampird in this game, I'm assuming a reference to Krampus, and it's pure Ghost type. It's got this kind of Freddy Krueger vibe to it, which I think is really cool, and it actually looks kinda terrifying. Not gonna lie though, I really like this design. Now, I didn't actually know this when I started this challenge, but if we actually look at its base stat total, it's actually really good. Like, it's got a 500 base stat total. Not only that, but it's got a whopping 135 base attack, which there's no other way of saying is really good. It's got good HP and special defense as well, but it doesn't have very good defense or special attack. While this run is likely to be easier than most of the runs I do, it's worth noting that this game is more difficult than the original game, so we'll just have to wait and see what this run has in store for us. A quick rundown of the rules: I can only use Krampird in battle, I can use other Pokemon for 8 gems, but only outside of battle. No items in battle obviously, but held up, oh fucking oh no. But held items are allowed. Fuck's sake. But held items are allowed. That's basically all the rules. Before we get going, shout out goes to these people who found the dabbing Delibird in the last video. As always, he's in this one too, so if you see him then just comment down below the timestamp and you might get featured in the next video. With all that said, let's get this challenge underway. I start the game and pick the female character and call her Rika. You know the drill by now, comment down below if you get the reference. As always, I name our rival Zwigo, and the run begins. I pick Krampird as our starter, and take a look at its stats. We actually get a lonely nature, which I'm pretty sure is up attack, so that's actually really good. Our ability is Shadow Tag, which I don't think will really be that useful in this run, and we start off with both Pursue and Astonish. All in all, not bad. Obviously we have to face Zwigo here, but 3 Astonishes are all we need to get the win, and because of our ghost typing, he can't even hit us. Upon beating him, we get to level 6 and we learn the move Metal Claw as well, which would be definitely useful for the first gym. There's also that optional rival fight, but that was really easy as well, so let's just move on to the first gym leader, Brock. He starts off with a Crust Strike, so I go straight for the Metal Claw, which is super effective. All of his Pokemon are part rock after all. Next up is a Carbolt, which almost goes down to 1 bite but just survives, but he does flinch. His rough skin hurts us a tiny bit, but then he goes for a potion, but he doesn't heal up enough to save him from 1 more bite. Mossita is next, but just goes down to 1 Metal Claw, and we're already down to his final Pokemon, Ice-Coon. I'm pretty sure this thing is Ice and Rock type, which is 4 times weak to Metal Claw, so yeah, it goes down in 1 hit. All in all, that was a pretty easy first gym fight. While going through Mount Moon, we picked the Helix fossil. Ask which fossil I took anyway, or Krampird will come to your house in your sleep. We arrive in Cerulean City and take on the second gym leader, Misty, but this was another really easy fight. First up is Fomal, which has Drizzle, which means this is a rain team, but I just take it out with 1 Star Shocker, which is a question mark type move in this game, so I'm pretty sure it's not weak or resistant to anything. It goes down in 1 hit anyway, and next up is Goltide, who also goes down in 1 hit. Next up is Tartler, which does hit us with a weak Aqua Jet, and then just takes huge damage. He does heal up with an Oran Berry, and then a potion, but even though we miss the next Star Shocker, we can just take it out with 1 more the next turn. Her final Pokemon Syrinx comes out and it is actually faster than us, probably due to her Swift Swim ability, but we are just able to survive a Water Pulse, and take it out from full health with a critical hit Star Shocker, winning us the second badge. There's another fight with Zwigo here, but to be honest this fight was really easy. Basically, his whole team just go down in 1 or 2 hits each. I'm not even really going to narrate this battle as there's really nothing else to say here. Zwigo is just trash. While on the SSN, I do get the TM for Brick Break, which I definitely want to teach to Krampird. Fighting type coverage is really good, and I don't really see myself using Metal Claw anymore, so I decide to replace it. Obviously there's another fight with Zwigo on the SSN, but even with some of his Pokemon evolving, this fight was really easy. Next up is the third gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, which wasn't too bad either. First up is Elix, but it just goes down to 1 Star Shocker, and next up is Moaroth. I go for Star Shocker again and we actually get the paralysis, but then he just goes for Volt Tackle. It doesn't do that much damage to us, and the recoil damage just finishes him off. Outstanding move there. Linode is out next but goes down to 1 Star Shocker as well, and next up is Blitzeus. It does outspeed us and go for a Thunder Punch, but we take it no problem, and again it's just an easy one-shot. His final Pokemon Fearock comes out, but that too just goes down to 1 Star Shocker. I'm starting to think that Krampird could be slightly overpowered. The fourth leader is Erica, but she too wasn't really a problem. She starts off with a Furno Moth, so I go for a new move that we just learned, Soul Steal. This move has 90 base power, can steal the opponent's item, and hits through Protect. It's pretty overpowered. Needless to say, Furno Moth goes down in 1 hit, and next up is Marswine, who also goes down to 1 Soul Steal. I'm not going to lie to you, the rest of her team go down to 1 Soul Steal each as well. And to be honest, you're going to be seeing this move quite a lot for the rest of this run. In most situations, this move is all I'm going to need going forward. Even her final Pokemon, which is a Grass-type Milotic, goes down in 1 hit, and we earn the 4th badge really easily. We've got to deal with the Team Rocket Game Corner stuff, including the fight with Giovanni, but as you can see I didn't even heal up before this fight, and we still won with ease. Every single one of his Pokemon goes down in 1 Soul Steal, with the exception of his final Pokemon, which is an Amalgaform. Like, what is that? It hangs on with a Sliver from Soul Steal and just goes for Metronome, and he just gets Drain Kiss, which hardly does anything, so 1 more hit's all we need to get the win. Before we can face the 5th gym leader, there's another fight with Zwigo, but you guessed it, we wiped the floor with him. Get good, Zwigo. Get good. This run has basically been plain sailing so far, but Koga is where things changed. As you can see here, it's a double battle. Not only that, but we only have 1 Pokemon, so it's 2-on-1 the whole fight. Our first attempt didn't really go too well. We managed to take down his first Pokemon Mediclops no problem, and even his second Pokemon Taintuck. But his next Pokemon Nefario was just too much. It's able to survive a Soul Steal, and then just destroys us with a Night Slash. He still had 3 Pokemon left as well, so I knew I was going to need to do some training. I try again at level 62, but we still can't beat this Nefario, so I go and train even more. I try again at level 69,
LOL, Lamau,
and this time we can take out the Nefario with a Brick Break. We're in pretty bad shape though for the rest of his team, and even though we take out the Taintuck again, and even get down to his final 2 Pokemon, we unfortunately get poisoned by a Sludge Bomb. I am able to take out one of his final 2 Pokemon, but our health is just so low that we can't take another Sludge Bomb. So close yet so far. I have a few rare candies lying around, so I decide just to use them all, and try again at level 74, and this time we finally get the win. I target Noxiora first with a Soul Steal and it goes down in 1 hit, and out comes Taintuck as Mediclops goes for a knockoff. Taintuck then goes for a Shadow Sneak, which doesn't do too much damage, and we take it out with another Soul Steal. Nefario comes out as we get hit by another knockoff, and we take out Nefario with a Brick Break the next turn. Playgron comes out next as we get hit by another knockoff, and this turn I decide it's time to get rid of Mediclops. 1 Soul Steal is all we need, and out comes Glimpale. Playgron goes for a weak Twister, which we take no problem, and yet another Soul Steal takes out the Glimpale from full health. All we've got to do now is take out this Playgron, but we are in bad shape. He goes for a Sludge Bomb, which we take no problem, but we do get poisoned. Thankfully though, we just survived the poison damage, and we're able to outspeed and take it out with a single Soul Steal from there. If that hadn't hit, we would have lost. Playgron goes down and we finally earn ourselves the 5th badge. There's yet another fight with Zwigo in the Silphco building, but all that grinding we had to do against Koga made this fight and the next few fights a complete joke. I'm not going to sugarcoat this or anything, we just swept his entire team with Soul Steal. We're basically double the level of anything he has, so we were never really in any danger. So now not only is our Pokemon overpowered, but we're also over leveled as well. There's another fight with Giovanni here, but again, it was a complete sweep. His entire team gets absolutely swept by Soul Steal as well. Even the absolute abomination that is Amalgaform goes down in 1 hit this time. So we win easily and move on to the 6th gym leader, Sabrina. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think just how this fight went. We're an overpowered, over-leveled ghost type against a psychic gym. Yep, we absolutely wiped the floor with her. No surprises there. Blaine's up next, but this was quite an easy fight as well. He does have a Sun team, but it's not enough to stop Krampird. Explobat's out first, and despite being a really fast Pokemon we still outspeed it due to our level difference, and one shot with the Soul Steel. Necrotomic is next but can't survive a single Soul Steel either. Neither can Samurant, neither can Stumplaze, neither can Foretia, and neither can Sutillery. Just a quick side note here, some of these names are really hard to say. Either way, we win the 7th badge no problem, so let's move on to the 8th and final gym leader, Giovanni. This was yet another difficult fight though. As you can see, it's another double battle, and it's a sand team as well. He starts off with Medearth and Kragler, and right off the bat we miss our Soul Steel. We get hit with a Hurricane which doesn't really hurt, but Kragler has Crunch which does do a number on us. I am able to take out the Kragler the next turn no problem, but next up is Excali. I thought this thing was part Ghost so I went for a Soul Steel, but it turns out to be part Dark as it's not very effective. Unfortunately the incoming attacks bring us all the way down to a sliver of health, where we just get finished off by the Sandstorm damage. I try again and this time go straight for the Kragler with Soul Steel, which is an easy one shot, and next up is Excali as we get hit by a Hurricane. Once again it hardly does any damage, and I go straight for the Brick Break which is super effective, and also takes it out in one hit. Sevome comes out next as Medearth misses a Hurricane, and as quick as it comes out it goes back into its ball again. Drillbrio comes out next as we get hit by another weak Hurricane, and as it's part Steel it goes down in one Brick Break. Kadaroa comes out next as the onslaught of weak Hurricanes continues, and it too goes down to a single Soul Steel. Now it's just one-on-one with this Medearth, as it misses another Hurricane. Now I can just go for yet another Soul Steel, and it goes down, winning us the 8th and final gym badge. Before we can face the Elite Four, there is one last fight with Zwigo. He starts off with a Talonmance, and I go straight for a Brick Break which almost takes it out. He survives on red health though, but he just goes for a Brick Break, gets a critical hit, and then takes himself out with the recoil. Next up is Sense Leash, which I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but it doesn't matter, it goes down in one Soul Steel. Scariados comes out next, which is a great name by the way, and this thing's either Bug Dark or Grass Dark, either way it goes down in one Brick Break. His fully evolved starter Bulbasaur comes out next, but not even that can take a Soul Steel. Bristril's up next, so I go for Starshocker, which is also a one-shot. We're now just down to his final Pokemon Stalacola, but you guessed it, one hit KO by Soul Steel. This is definitely the easiest run I've ever done. Before we face the Elite Four I decide to teach Aerial Ace, and replace Bite just for more coverage. Now we've arrived at the Pokemon League, let's take a look at our final stats. We're level 91, which is actually really high level for this point in the game, and just look at those stats. Our attack and HP stats in particular are absolutely massive, and our speed isn't that bad either, certainly fast enough to outspeed the majority of the things we're going to have to face. How are we going to do in the Pokemon League though? We'll just have to find out. Let's do this. First up is Lorelei, and right off the bat we've got another double battle. This could be rough. Our first attempt doesn't go that well. We managed to take out her first Pokemon Eruptice no problem, but Torchill goes for Smog and poisons us. To make matters worse, later in the fight he goes for Perish Song, which pretty much guarantees that we can't win this fight this time. We did actually make it all the way down to our last Pokemon, but we were just one turn too late. I keep trying though, and eventually things do go our way. I learned from my previous mistakes and target this Torchill straight away, and thankfully it does go down in one hit. Freesolve comes out next, as Eruptice misses the Blizzard. I then just get rid of the Freesolve straight away with another Soul Steel, and next up is Cool Catty. Great name. Eruptice goes for Cosmic Power, which doesn't really worry me at all, and next turn I hit it with a Brick Break as Cool Catty goes for Protect, and thanks to the Cosmic Power it does just survive. She just sets up the Hail though and then goes for a full Restore, as I go for a Brick Break but this time on Cool Catty, which is enough for a one-shot. Golacia comes out next but can't take a single Soul Steel, and out comes her final new Pokemon, Blizzmaiden. Eruptice just goes for another Cosmic Power, and for some reason Lorelei decides to use an X Special on Blizzmaiden. That doesn't bother me in the slightest, as one Soul Steel sees to it no problem. Now we just gotta deal with this Eruptice and it misses another Blizzard. I then just hit a Brick Break for solid damage, and she just goes for another Cosmic Power. Even though she's at +3, that's not gonna save her from a Brick Break, and it goes down and we beat Lorelei. Bruno was a lot easier to say the least. First up is Swashbull, which has Intimidate so our attack's lower for the whole fight, but we're still able to take it out in one hit with Aerial Ace. Banneteer comes out next but can't take a single Aerial Ace either, and next up is Cunavile. It does hit us with a super effective Night Slash but we're able to survive the hit no problem, and I'm pretty sure that this thing is part steel, as Brick Break is super effective and an easy one-shot. Next up is Senseion, but one Aerial Ace is all we need to get the KO on that as well, and we're down to our last Pokemon, Furite. I didn't even give this thing a chance to Furret Walk, it just goes down in one Aerial Ace. We're now down to his final Pokemon, Boxer King, but you guessed it, one hit KO by a super effective Aerial Ace. That was a really easy fight. Speaking of really easy fights, Agatha's up next. She uses Ghost type, so you know how this is going to go. Soul Steel is super effective against her entire team, so needless to say, none of her Pokemon can survive a single hit. We just sweep our way through her entire team without taking a single point of damage. That was definitely the easiest Elite Four fight I've ever done. My confidence was at an all-time high after this fight, but Lance quickly shattered that. As you can see, it's yet another double battle. Our first attempt doesn't go that well, we just can't survive the onslaught of powerful attacks, but I keep trying and eventually we do get a good run. First up a Drakeperia and Flarados, and straight away he misses a Dragon Tail, as one Soul Steel deals with a Flarados. Forest Star comes out next and lowers our attack with Intimidate, and next turn Drakeperia misses another Dragon Tail. I go for the Aerial Ace and we get an insanely lucky critical hit here, which takes it out from full health. Leviatops comes out next, and goes for Protect, but as I said earlier, Soul Steel goes through Protect, so you're just not safe. Needless to say, it goes down in one hit, and next up is Yveldo. It too has Intimidate, so our attack is really low now, and Drakeperia just decides to go for Spikes for some reason. I go for another Soul Steel on Yveldo, but it only does about half because of our lowered attack, and he hits back with the Draco Meteor. It really doesn't do much damage at all though, and then Drakeperia hits a Meteor Mash, but it too doesn't do much damage in the slightest. It does eventually hit a Dragon Tail, but once again it really doesn't do that much, as I hit back with a Soul Steel, which doesn't even do half. Yveldo then just goes for an Earthquake for a small amount of damage, but he also hits his teammate. This means that after taking one more Dragon Tail, I can take it out with one more Soul Steel, and his final new Pokemon Thunderius comes out. Yveldo then hits us with another Draco Meteor, but we're able to survive, but we're in a rough spot here. One more Soul Steel takes out the Yveldo though, so now it's just a one-on-one, and thankfully Thunderius misses the Thunder, which I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have survived. This means I can hit a Star Shock on the next turn, and we actually get the Paralysis as well, but not only that, he gets fully paralyzed too. Next turn he just goes for Protect, but once again Soul Steel hits through Protect, and Soul Steel brings it down to KO range. Now we can just outspeed and go for one more, which is enough to take it out. Thunderius goes down and we finally beat Lance, and now there's just one more fight between us and victory. And of course, that is Zwigo. He starts off the fight with a Dust Sharp, which is weak to Brick Break, so it goes down in one hit. Next up is Eldraine, and I still don't know what type this is, but I go for Soul Steel anyway, which leaves him on a sliver of health. He goes for Outrage, but thankfully this means that he won't heal the next turn as he's locked into the move, so we can just take it out with an Aerial Ace the next turn. Scariados comes out next, but as always it's weak to Brick Break, so it goes down in one hit as well, and next up is Talonments. I go for the Brick Break because it's my strongest move against this thing, and it does well over half its health as it goes for a Brave Bird. We take the hit no problem, but because of the recoil damage he decides to go for a full restore the next turn, but that's not a problem as an Aerial Ace and Brick Break are all we need to get the KO. Stalacola's up next but goes down to a single Brick Break as well, and we're already down to his final Pokemon, which of course is his fully evolved starter Volcasaur. I go for the Soul Steel, which is an easy one shot, and just like that we've beaten the champion, and beat Pokemon AlteRed using only a Krampird. Well, this run was certainly something. I genuinely didn't know how good this Pokemon was before I started the run, I just used it because it's my mascot, but it ended up being an absolute beast. Once we got the move Soul Steel, it was basically just GG's from there, but to be honest, the double battles did cause me some problems. Having it be 2-on-1 really was a good challenge, and I genuinely struggled against some of these fights. Koga in particular was a really big roadblock, but because of the amount of levels we had to grind to beat him, a lot of the rest of the game from there was a complete breeze. I've got to say, this ROM hack is really good. There is a lot more to it than just every Pokemon having a new form, so I'd really recommend you try this game out for yourself. I'd really like to do another run on this game as well, so if there's any other Pokemon you want to see me use in this game, then write it down in the comments below. Remember, if I pick your idea, you'll get a shout out in the next video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. If you did, then please consider leaving a like rating, and hitting that subscribe button if you're not already. I'm trying to hit 20,000 by the end of the year, which is quite a big stretch, but we might just make it. So if you did enjoy this video and you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you just hit that red button for me. I've got loads of new videos in the works, which you won't want to miss, so stay tuned for more. Once again, I hope you all had a great Halloween. That's pretty much all I've got for you, so thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.